Hello ladies and gentlemen, Lasona here and welcome to Wartile. This game is actually in pre-alpha right now and it's actually up on Kickstarter if you want to back it. I'm going to put a link down below in the description so you can check it out. They actually have a lot of cool things kind of going on with this game and I'll get into them a little bit. But for right now, just know that this is basically a tabletop miniature real-time strategy game. So if you've ever heard of Warhammer or Warhammer 40k, anything like that, basically you use miniatures to move around on a table, you attack other miniatures, and you have objectives and things like that to accomplish. This is exactly the same. Let's take a look at the units real quick. The models are actually pretty detailed. Now again, this isn't pre-alpha, so maybe all the sprites aren't there or the animations aren't there. But here are units that we have right now. They each have different types of things. Like, okay, so here is a spearman, right? So here's his damage, his health, his defense, his attack skill. That's pretty much how accurate he is. His defense skill and how well he deflects attacks. And then we have a brute. So all these stats are different for the warrior. And then we have two warriors. So basically, do you see that little countdown right there? When I drag them and drop them, it counts down. That is actually how long before they can make another action. And I want to show you. And I want to show you how this is different than, say, something like XCOM. Or any other strategy game you've played. So I think, let's try out the coastline. Now the first thing I want you guys to notice here is look how awesome this board looks. It looks absolutely amazing. It is beautiful. The art they have done here is absolutely amazing. So we're Vikings. We've rode in on this little boat. We're about to do some damage. This here is kind of like an objective card. You'll see them scattered around basically on these little plinths, and if you click them, tells you what your next objective is. So we have to take over the guard tower, which is up here. So now if you watch carefully, when you move these guys, say we'll just move them here. See that countdown? I can't move him again until that is actually done. So I can actually slow down everything as well with the spacebar. For 5 seconds I can put it in a slow-mo mode, which gives you a little more time to move guys around or use some of these cards, which I'll talk about in a moment. But it's really interesting because it's all happening in real time. You're not moving, you're not throwing your soldiers around and then clicking end turn and then waiting for the enemy to move theirs. It's all in real time. So let's get into some combat here. There's also, each unit can move a specific number of hexes. For example, the barbarian, look at that, he can only move 2, whereas the warrior, I can move him 3. So that all factors into kind of your tactics and your strategy. I think we're going to take on these two guys right here. Your units cannot move through each other, and once you move within 2 units of an enemy unit, you're going to start combat. So I'm going to move everybody up here. See, he comes in with the barbarian up there. And you can flank as well. And the spearman can attack from 2 units away. So this is all pretty interesting. I want to make sure that they're faced up together, so we get the full amount of damage and defense on him. You don't want to get flanked, just like in any other strategy game. Those big red circles that they're standing on, those are basically their health. I don't know if that's a placeholder for now. I would assume so. This is, again, a very, very early alpha build in this game. So while they beat down on him, let's talk about these cards a little bit. So that little thing I picked up is called a battle point. And these battle points are used when you use ability cards, action cards, and when you buy new action cards. So here are some action cards right here. And as you can see, this number up in the corner, it's a 5. So this would take 5 battle points, right? So this is Thor's Wrath. You basically can strike an enemy with lightning. Kiss of Ire, heal a single unit. And there are many like that. There are some defense buffs, there are some attack buffs. So you can use these cards strategically to kind of overpower and outwit your enemies. Now this relic here is kind of like just a mini side objective. Basically when you click those, you take them over and it gives you some extra battle points. So we got a little tactical choice going on here. Got a chest over here, which we can roll over and get. We've also got a gentleman here, 2 here, and an archer up top. So I guess what we can do is, let's take care of this guy. We'll send 2 this way, and then we'll flank this way with 2 more. So we're gonna send a warrior and the spearman. And get them up there. Let them attack. All the while, moving these guys up as well. And again, waiting for that countdown. See, so they're fighting over here, and we're rolling up back. Actually, kind of dangerous, because that archer is taking pot shots the whole time. I'm actually going to move. Yep. So there's a lot going on. We really just want to move these guys as fast as we can and try not to get within 2 units of those. Sounds like my combat is done over here, so we want to pick that up, because those will disappear, those battle points. So it's a very interesting... You can send everybody up one way, sure, but since you cannot fight through... Uh-oh. We have a slight problem. It's fine, we can move these guys up a little quicker.
Oh no, we have big problems. Big problems everywhere. There's problems over here, there's problems over here, problems everywhere.
Do we make it out? I think we might. I'm going to send him up here to deal with that archer while we break down these barricades. We're going to use one of our heal cards. Heal him back up to full health. So I think we've done pretty well. Alright, let's consolidate. So now these little shield guys are basically control points. They're just like the relics that we're taking over, but we're taking over a control point. And this is actually our objective. So it gives us some battle points, and if you see, it's been replaced with a shield. And we got another plinth over here. So let's figure out what our next objective is. Loot the monastery. I am all for looting. We can actually also, I'm going to run back and grab this chest real quick. And also use this gentleman. Run up here and grab this relic. So it's very interesting that you can do all of these different things at once, you know? So it adds a little bit more... Ooh, a helmet. It adds a little bit more stress, I guess, than maybe a turn-based strategy game where you don't have to worry about things honestly happening in real time. You can kind of take your time and weigh your options. In Wartile, it seems as though you kind of have to come in with a good plan. And if you don't, you might not make it through. So it's a great change of pace from the normal go, move your units, make your attacks, think about it, decide not to attack, decide to retreat. You know, you all have to make these decisions in... Uh-oh. Ooh, we've got an ambush. So let's see what happens here. He's low on health, so I'm slightly worried. Oh, let's get him out of there. I'm gonna heal him. There we go. So see how you gotta move pretty quick there? Or things really aren't gonna things really aren't gonna go your way. And likewise, these blue circles are the health of the enemy. Bing! Okay, so we actually got a new card. So we have Immobilize. Immobilize enemy unit for a short duration, which is pretty nice. They can't move towards you, so maybe if you have an archer, you can kind of just peg away at them from behind. I want to heal him as well. Oops, I think I have used both my heals. So I want to make sure I pull everybody back here. So there's not a lot left for me to do in the way of cards. So let me explain these roadblocks real quick. Basically, you have to have a unit beside them. And then as you click, you the player clicks with your mouse, you do damage and you can destroy them. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to shield wall, which deflects incoming attacks. And I'm going to rush these guys up as quick as possible to break these roadblocks. I'm actually going to pull him back. He is getting pretty hurt. So let's see if we can do some secret damage. We're going to buff them. Do a little heal right there. Now it's just 2 archers against all my peoples. Look at that. See, so it's, you really gotta remember and know what you have at your disposal at any given time in Wartile. Oh boy. Oh boy. Strike him. Hit him with lightning. A big knight here. You have to know what you have at your disposal at any point in Wartile. Because if you don't, either you could easily overlook something that could save you in a fight like this, or you could overlook something that could kill you in an instant if you don't pay attention to it. Whether that be an ambush, whether that be an enemy flanking you. You just always have to be on your toes, because even though the game has a quick 5-second pause timer right here, I'm going to hit it real quick. Once that slow time pause timer is up, there's a cooldown before you can use it again. And it doesn't even stop time, it just slows it down. So you really have to be kind of situationally aware in order to do well in Wartile. But it really adds a nice... kind of flavor to just the normal RTS strategy games. Alright, let's open this pretty chest. Mission complete. Look at that gold! Yum. Alright guys, that was Wartile, and I'm glad I was able to give you a first look. Go ahead and head over to that Kickstarter, take a look at it, see if it's something you want to back. I really think this is a great game for any fans of real-time strategy or even, you know, tabletop games. If you play Warhammer and you want something a little bit quicker, a little bit, you don't have to have another person to play with, you know, Wartile, I think, will definitely fill that niche for you. And in fact, if you look over here, there's even some multiplayer, which is actually going to be really interesting. Alright guys, thanks for hanging out with me today. Leave a comment down below. Tell me if you liked it, what you think of Wartile, and make sure you go and check out that Kickstarter. And the link will be on the video and in the description. Have a good day, guys. See you later.